Hey, this is Tap Mama. This is Amanda with Tap Mama and the Baby Brigade coming at you on concert night. Really excited. Just wanted to show y'all my hat and my hair. Didn't get the extensions done because they didn't quite look right in my hair, but I just wanted to show y'all how I ended up all done up. Y'all don't get to see this, but my hair is all floofed and curled as best as I could get it anyway. Got my hat all done up. Y'all can't, for some reason I can't get my pants in the shot, but I got my, yeah, there you go. You can see them, my leather-like pants. And y'all see my shoes already in another video, but I got shiny black shoes on, and my shirt that fits better than it ever has. It used to fit me like that, but not anymore. Oh, me. I'm excited, y'all. I love y'all. And just remember, without your love and support, this night might not have happened. Thank you so much. I'll see you later on tonight in the vlog video. Later. Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Baby Brigade. I put a little clip at the beginning. I know I did release that little short video before we went to the concert, but I wanted to put another little clip at the beginning. I had recorded that after the other part with Will, because that was a very impromptu. And my hair is just kind of falling and it looks like a hot mess now. It was really cute when I first did it, but now it's a hot mess because I did all that walking. But but it was a very impromptu thing with Will coming in as he did, because I was just setting up to do a short to, you know, keep my promise and show y'all my concert outfit. And he just happened to come in when he did and say what he did, and it was so cute, and I just left it in. And uploaded that one since I was trying to, you know, speed things up, because he didn't get home at the time that he thought he was going to get home, and so we were trying to just pull everything together so that we could go. And but wow, what a night. Lots of walking, but because this one parking lot when we got there was $25 to park there, and neither one of us had any cash on us, so we didn't park there. We parked at the spot that forced us to walk and walk and walk, which I sort of had a feeling that I might have to do some walking today, so I kind of kept my physical activity prior to the concert at a minimum so that I would kind of save up my energy to do that. I did have to go to Walmart earlier today to get some things because I wanted to wear makeup, of course, and the makeup I had was old. The last time I wore makeup earlier, a few months ago, when I did some stuff on the channel, I wore some makeup and it broke my face out, and I was like, oh, that's old. And so today I was like, well, I want to wear makeup, but I don't want my face broke out. So I said, well, let me go get some new foundation stuff, you know, foundation and powder, so that I won't get the face break out. So I went and got some of that, and then I went ahead and got new eye makeup too. Well, new mascara and a little bit of eyeliner type stuff, because that stuff can mess with your eyes and stuff when it goes bad. So and I knew the stuff that I had was years old, and you're not supposed to use it when it gets years old. So I didn't want to cause myself any problems by using very old makeup, and so I went ahead and bought new makeup. I don't know if I'm gonna start wearing it, but you know, I went ahead and got some anyway. I did try to get the cheaper of the stuff, even though I like the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse stuff, because it's not messy, and it dries as quick as it dries as quick as it touches your face. Basically, it's like like a mousse consistency, and so it you know, you can match your skin tone pretty easily with that stuff, and I've used it for years when I do wear makeup. But anyway, and then they had this new eyeliner stuff that was like in a felt, it looked like a felt tip eyeliner stuff. I don't know, maybe I could show it to you, but it let me be a little more accurate with the little green right here. And so of course I have to use, because you can't wear your glasses and put eye makeup on. And when I take my glasses off, I see blurry stuff. So I have to use a 10 times magnifying mirror to put eye makeup on. So, needless to say, if my eye makeup on is straight, it's because I use a 10 times magnifying mirror to put it on with. Otherwise, I would look like a hot mess. But, and then I got stuff to make shrimp Alfredo for the boys tomorrow night. Our last hurrah before I have to be more strict the rest of the time between now and surgery. But ooh, what a night. We got there, and I was gonna had to go up a bunch of stairs to get to our actual seats, and Will, bless his heart, he talked to this lady, and he says, how many stairs are there to balcony 102? And she looked at him, and she looked at me, and I had my cane with me because I knew I was going to be walking on different you know, surfaces, and if unless I'm walking on a you know, level surface all the time, I need my cane. When I'm walking on multi-level surfaces or you know, different textured surfaces, I need my cane, because I need to be you know, because my legs are different sizes. With the lymphedema, my left leg is really, really big, and my right leg is not so big, and so it has me, you know, kind of lopsided, and so I have the cane to steady me, or else I'm prone to falling. So so I do walk with a cane, and not many people know that, but I do. And so I was walking all the way through this place with a cane, and so the lady took one look at me and saw my cane, and she's like, "Follow me. I'll put y'all somewhere better than going up the stairs." And so she puts us right in front of the stage. It wasn't like like on the floor in front of the stage, but it was like in an elevated position, but right in front of the stage. And I looked at Will, and I said, "Oh my gosh." I could not believe it. This is strawberry water. It's not cool enough here for tea tonight. It's in the 80s. That's why I couldn't even, it wasn't even cool enough to wear my cardigan. I didn't even take it with me because it was hot. It was hot here. So all that, and I couldn't even wear it. But that's okay. It will be cool enough here soon enough. But so yeah, right in front of the stage. And oh my gosh. And best night, bar none. The only night that aside from having my 2 kids, this was the best night of my entire life. It was so amazing, so amazing. And Will's just over there. I mean, and for the first few minutes, I didn't know what to do with my hands. Because I have been watching concert videos of his on YouTube for like ever. And so while I'm watching concert videos of his, I'm crocheting. And so and the thing is I was pointing out the different, because you know, I'm one of those people that when I get into something, when I'm really interested in a subject or a person or a group or a musician or something, I'll do my research, and I'll find out who the musicians are next to him, and you know how long they've been with him, and this and that and the other. I'll find out everything I can find out because I'm that interested. And when I'm a fan, I'm a fan. Go lay down. Go lay down. And so I pointed to the keyboard player. I said, "That's Reese." I said, "He's been with him a long time." And when the backup girls come, I said, "I don't see," because there's this one that I'm kind of a fan of. Her name's Mahalia, and her dad is James Barnes. He's a blues singer too, from Australia, and he named his daughter Mahalia after Mahalia Jackson, who is a old school blues singer, and that's what inspired him to become a blues singer, was Mahalia Jackson. He heard when he was a little boy, and so Mahalia is one of his usually backup singers. She's in a bunch of his videos. Well, she wasn't there tonight, but Jana, Mick something. I can't remember her last name right now, but she's also from Australia. So, but she's in all the videos too. But she was there, and another girl that from Los Angeles was there. But one of the guys that plays bass for him that has this little straight hat. He's in a lot of videos, and he's in a lot of the newer videos, and he was there. And I said, ooh, I recognize him. And then, of course, he did it about halfway through. He went around introducing everybody. And come to find out that Reese, the keyboard player, actually, my hair is a hot mess. That's why I'm keeping this hat on, because my hair looks a hot mess under here because it's all kind of sweaty. But Reese, his keyboard player that has been with him for like 10 years, used to play for Stevie Ray Vaughan in Double Trouble. So he's like a big time blues legend in his own right. So but his new album that just came out is his 27th top #1 on the blues Billboard charts. His 27th album to be #1 on the Billboard charts, blues Billboard charts. And he joked, and he said, "You know what these people sent me?" He said, "You know what Billboard Records sent me?" He said, "They sent me an espresso machine." He said it came with a note that said, "Anybody that had 27 #1s is not getting much sleep. Here's an espresso machine." I thought that was so funny. It was fantastic, so fantastic. And at one point toward the end, there was this I don't know if he was a heckler, but there was this guy that had just drank too much, and he was drunk, and he was acting a fool, and he was getting kind of aggro and ugly. He was up in the balcony, and he come to kind of at a slow point in one of the songs, and it was kind of a quieter moment. And keep in mind, he's a blues guitarist, so he his guitaring goes from kind of slow and normal to really, really loud and fast. And so when dude started acting aggro and then ugly, he just turned it up and just got really loud really quick and drowned him completely out. And I was like, yes. I was like, thank you. Nobody wants to hear drunk guy. Nobody wants to hear drunk guy. It was fantastic. But the only complaint I had was that they had some stage lights that kept shining directly in my eyeballs, which was a little off-putting, because the bright lights in my eyes really kind of, they discombobulate me a little bit. And a couple of times Will looked at me, he said, "You okay?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, it's the bright lights. It's the bright lights. But the only thing that I probably wish that I would have been right there in front row is that he threw out a bunch of guitar picks. Yeah, he went and set his guitar down for a second, then he went back and reached in his pocket and threw a bunch of guitar picks, and I was like, those lucky jokers. I wish I had a guitar pick out of his pocket. And I love his suit. He had this suit on that had like his logo on the back of the jacket. He had his JB logo, Joe Bonamassa logo on the back, and then along the edge, the outside of his pants, he had music notes. It was really nice. It was really nice. But he changed guitars like 7 or 8 times. Every time he did, he either slowed down in a song or changed songs. Someone would come out and swap guitars with him. And then he brought out the Flying V. Oh, goodness gracious. There's a guitar, excuse me, my table wobbled. There's a guitar called the Flying V, and because it literally at the bottom of it is a V, and it's rare guitar. They're not very common guitars. I think he owns 2 of them, and that are original, that are all original equipment and everything, and they're like worth 6 figures. They're high dollar guitars. He owns like over 500 guitars. Yeah, he's one of the largest guitar collectors in the world. And Joe Bonamassa is. He's like one of the he has one of the largest guitar collections in the world. And so these guitars are very, very expensive, and he doesn't do new school guitars. Now, him and some of the guitar makers, some of the manufacturers, have done replicas of some of his guitars, but he only plays old school guitars from like the 50s and 60s. He doesn't in 70s, you know, in that era. He does not mess with newer model guitars. I don't know if he just doesn't like the sound of them, or just feels like he just wants to pay tribute to the older ones. But and I noticed, because he recently released a short on his YouTube channel where they said his guitar is coming. It said something about gold, cream, black, and red. And I noticed tonight that those were the colors of his guitars. No other colors were his guitars. His guitars were all those colors and no other colors. And I thought that was pretty neat. But they were all gold, cream, black, and red. That's it. But it was wild. It was just a wild, wild night. It was so wonderful, so wonderful. And it just the best, just the absolute best. It's just one of those things you always wonder when you're such a big fan of a musician. Is the concert going to live up to the hype? Is it really going to live up to the hype? Totally lived up to the hype. Totally did. And the sound quality, I mean, because I've been to concerts before, you know. I think the last one that Will and I went to was an outdoor concert downtown. It was for a group called Seven Dust, and it was okay. It wasn't my taste, but it was for Will. I think it was around Will's birthday, and I can't remember what year it was. He had to remind me because it was so unmemorable to me. But it was for him. I took him for him. Bought him a T-shirt, and but I remember once he mentioned it to me, I remembered going, but the music and the quality of the music didn't stick with me because it wasn't my kind of thing. So it was, you know, that's the last concert I remember going to, and that was many years ago. I was still working then. I think I was still working then. So that's how many. That's 10 years ago, at least. And that was an outdoor concert downtown, I'm sure. I know it was. And then the one before that was in our big arena here. It's a really big stadium type place. And I did go to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra with somebody, but it was a Christmas show, and I was uninterested in that. I don't care for Christmas music. I just never have liked Christmas music. And the one before that, the last rock concert that I remember enjoying was Creed. And that's the one I took Will to when he was 17. And that's the last one I remember enjoying. And they put on a real good show, and I've seen them in concert twice because they're one of my favorite bands. And because I seen them once down here And then I seen them once in Memphis, Tennessee. I used to live close to Memphis, Tennessee, in West Memphis, Arkansas. And I seen them in Memphis, Tennessee at the Pyramid when they were still having events at the Pyramid. And that, I tell you, tonight surpassed seeing Creed in the Pyramid. So much, so much. And I can't remember if I went by myself to the Pyramid or if somebody went with me. I think somebody went with me, but I can't remember who. But that was, Jesus, 20 years ago. A long time ago. But because they had flames and they had all kinds of pyrotechnics and all kinds of stuff, but it still didn't compare to tonight. It just did not compare, because I left there with a headache, and you know, because it was just, you know, the sound wasn't as good. The quality of the music at this concert with Joe Bonamassa was so good. They had their sound quality so good that no headache, no ear ringing, nothing, just perfection. And you just can't beat that. You really can't beat that. So I bought Will a t-shirt, and I bought myself, I can get it over here, a vinyl record of his latest album. Now, 20 years ago, he released Blues Deluxe, just Blues Deluxe. But now he's just recently released Blues Deluxe Volume 2. And I have it downloaded to my iPhone, which is recording this video. And I have been listening to this album almost every time I listen to it when I'm in my van, mainly my minivan. I listen to it when I'm in my minivan, and so I've memorized a bunch of the songs. And so when he was playing some of the songs, I knew the words, and Will's looking at me like, I knew the words to most of the songs, and but yeah, I'd seen this on his website, this album here in vinyl on his website. And so I already have a Joe Bonamassa t-shirt. I didn't need another t-shirt, but I wanted this vinyl record. I have a vinyl record player over there, and but I just wanted it. I didn't know when I was buying it that there was a story on the back of it. But he writes kind of a little bit of autobiography, sort of, about a little bit about his story, and I'm going to read that to y'all. I don't know if some of y'all might want to turn me off and not listen to this, but I found it very interesting. And it's kind of about how he got to where he is, and his thought process and things like that. But it says, well, if you told me 20 years ago my career would last long enough to see the 20th anniversary of this record called Blues Deluxe, I'm sure I would have laughed. Blues Deluxe 2003 was my last shot after being dropped by 2 major record labels and my booking agent. It was then that my manager, Roy Weissman, had his first all-in moment. We would go back into the studio and record a record that would excuse me. I wondered how long it would take before that caught me. Dry socket. We would go back into the studio and record a record that would hopefully define the direction of whatever future career I might have. The labels might not believe in me, but we were going to dig our heels in and go for it anyway. There would be more of these kinds of decisions down the road, but those stories are for another time. The album cost $9,000 to make. We recorded it at Unique Studios in New York City. After literally being given the time, sorry y'all, COPD is not a joke. Anyway, after literally being given the time by a very generous Bobby Nathan, who also believed in me, Bob Held was the producer, and we came in armed with a bunch of cover songs and 2 originals to make an album that we could sell at the merchandise stall before the headliner played on shows where I was an opener. And after the set on my mostly unattended headline shows, the results struck a nerve, and the album actually began to sell. At the time, Peter Frampton was gracious enough to take me out on the road, and soon after, Mr. King, he's talking about B.B. King, and George Thorogood both had us an opening act. The response was encouraging, and it was the first time I actually thought I had a chance. On that record, I had gone straight to my roots, and it was working. It taught me to always trust your gut and bet on yourself. This was the lesson I learned. The next 20 years have flown by. If you are reading this, you probably know the rest of my story. On Blues Deluxe Volume 2, I asked my great friend Josh Smith to produce a record to be a companion to the anniversary edition of the first album, and hopefully demonstrate a bit of how I have progressed over the last 20 years. The contrast between a cocky 26-year-old and an established 46-year-old is considerable. Does the fire still burn like it did? Am I still playing hungry? Am I even good enough to pay tribute to my heroes all over again? The answer lies somewhere in this album. If you take anything from my journey, I would like it to be something like, when your back is flush against the wall and you want to succeed badly enough, you will have no choice but to go all in and move forward the way I did. Follow your dreams and find your own lane. Success may only be a few notes away. How inspiring is that? So, you wonder how I could be such a fan. Well, there you go. Not only his music, but of him in general. Because he could have threw in the towel. He could have just, gave up. But he didn't do that. And I'm so glad. Because 20 years ago, I didn't know who he was. Had no clue. 20 years ago, I probably didn't know who I was much. I was just a mom going to work, taking care of boys. Anyway, so if you're still watching, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all's support and dealing with this old girl and her crazy fangirling over a blues singer and guitarist first and then singer, I think. But anyway, thank y'all so much for taking this ride with me. I know this is mostly a crochet channel and I will have more of that tomorrow, but I wanted to share my adventure and my experience with y'all because y'all been such a big part of it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember that I love you and so does Jesus. And please adopt, don't shop. Your best friend's waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Bye now.